나처럼 groovy하게 나처럼 groovy하게.
Hello you guys, I am back from the dead. I know I haven't done a comeback review in a while, so I'm mostly going to focus this video on comebacks I enjoyed, but I also added in a couple releases which I thought you guys would want to hear my opinions on, which I wasn't so fond of. You guys know the drill, this isn't meant to send hate to any artists, it's just meant to give my honest feedback. Let's get started. You know that feeling you get when you drink a warm cup of hot chocolate on a cold winter day? Cinema somehow manages to capture that sensation in a song. There's something about it that feels evergreen. I can see myself listening to it years down the road and still feeling as touched as I did hearing it the first time. I also want to point out how amazing the music video is. While CIX has more grandiose videos than this, you can tell how much thought was put into evoking that cinematic feel, from the smooth way the camera moves to the soft lighting of each setting to those brilliant transitions between the shots. Cinema is proof that you can take a simple song and still create, well, a cinematic experience. Unless you're new to my channel, you probably know I don't like songs like Bicycle. It felt like a generic Western pop song, almost like a discount version of Side to Side by Ariana Grande and Nicki Minaj. I really wished Stay Tonight had been the title track. I loved the more experimental sound she went with for it, not to mention the flawless choreography. I mean, we were definitely robbed of seeing Chungha tutting in her live stages. Even Play had more flavor. I liked the inspiration the song took from Latin pop, and I enjoyed how that was reflected in the choreography. But Bicycle was just so bland, from the lyrics to the beats. I would probably just be indifferent to the song if they hadn't tried to cram in a rap verse. I don't love rap, but I'll listen to it if the rapper is good. But here it just felt like she was talking. There were several songs on Querencia which I really liked though, so I'm at least glad that she made a video for the Mente to make up for it. I feel like there's been a shortage of peppy, upbeat boy group songs lately, which is why I'm so happy On and Off released this. Beautiful Beautiful is cheesy and over the top in the most endearing way possible, and I think it works so well because the members do such a great job of selling the concept. In particular, I love the vocals on this track. The song has this show choir feel to it. The chanting in the chorus just radiates this feeling of inexhaustible optimism. There are all those subtle harmonies, and of course there's that magnificently cheerful a cappella bridge. I also really love the contrast between the video's futuristic cyberpunk aesthetic and the song's retro synths. I think it really adds to the camp of the concept. The energy from the song is just infectious, and listening to it puts me in a good mood. Honestly, I'm just mad at this point. The song had so much potential, but it was ruined by that unnecessary drop in the chorus. It's the same way I felt about How You Like That. The verses and the pre-chorus are so beautiful and heartfelt. I feel like her voice is perfect for that indie style, and I love how the guitar makes this feel more stripped back and personal. But just when I was getting excited, the song suddenly shifts to something so bland. And I think it's an even bigger problem here than in How You Like That, because the whole song is centered around Rosé being raw and vulnerable, but that bland, empty chorus just ruins the momentum she builds. I think most of us can agree that Gone was better because the song flows better, but On the Ground could have been show-stopping if it hadn't been for such a boring production choice. This comeback definitely solidified Weekly as my favorite rookies from 2020. The simplicity of the song is what makes it charming and unique. I mean, how many songs can you actually think of where people are just singing about having fun with your friends and enjoying your youth? I know a bunch of people were comparing the chorus to So Am I by Ava Max, but the song actually reminded me first of Something to Dance For by my queen Zendaya. I also guess that it enhances the song's nostalgia factor. I love how they incorporated the skateboards and chairs into the choreography. The members do a phenomenal job at making it look natural. I also love the music video. I think the idea to make this almost like a scrapbook was super cute, and I think the pink and purple color scheme is very lovely and matches the energy of the song. This just reminds me of better days, and I love listening to it as a little pick-me-up. I didn't particularly care for this song initially, but something in me just clicked after listening to the song after like 2 or 3 weeks. I think Pentagon is a pretty versatile group, but I think my favorite comebacks from them are their simplest. Do or Not feels like it was ripped out of a teenager's diary. When you're young and ready to take on the world, indecision can feel more frustrating than rejection. While I understand why people might think of some of the changes within the song to feel jarring, I like how it works to convey the emotion within the song. They're trying to put on a front that they don't care in front of the person that they like, but in reality they do, and the more they try not to think about it, the more they can't stop obsessing over it. I also love the music video. I like how each section of it feels different to match the corresponding energy of the song's section. The transitions between the members in the verses are so creative, and I love how their angst almost culminates visually in the shots during the chorus. Do or Not is a great FU song. It manages to capture the deeper frustration behind a seemingly carefree facade while never bringing down the fun of the song. While IU may not be my favorite soloist, I don't think I've ever disliked any of her releases. I think the reason why she's so popular is because each of her songs convey a story. And even though she's experimented with quite a few styles, there's always a sense of sentimentality to her songs. Lilac is beautifully bittersweet. The song details a romance fated to end, as fleeting as the petals floating away in the wind during spring. IU herself said that the song was meant as a farewell to her 20s, during which the public watched her blossom into the legend she is today. I like how Lilac feels more pensive than sorrowful. The passage of time is inevitable, but I love seeing IU take it in her stride and continue to experiment as an artist. I never knew I needed her to have a city pop comeback until now. It's a simple yet timeless song to enjoy, and it's a solid addition to her flawless discography. You guys don't understand how excited I was to discover this wasn't a ballad. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I think Sejeong has a beautiful voice, but they're just kind of hit or miss for me, and only 1 or 2 of her solo songs have really stuck with me. However, Warning is exactly what I was hoping for her solo career. Sejeong is an extremely charismatic performer, and I think her energy better translates in a song like this compared to being bogged down by the melancholy of a ballad. Warning isn't just a cute song. Its lyrics are also surprisingly relatable, assuring that it's okay to feel lost about your future and take some time to explore. I think Sejeong's involvement with the creative process of the song and the album is what really makes this shine. She contributed to writing lyrics and composing each of the songs, which is why I think it perfectly captures her charm. While I'm still a bit sad about Gugudan, I'm excited to see how her solo career progresses. I could definitely see her following in the footsteps of someone like IU. Look, I'm not gonna lie, the song was kind of basic compared to some of wjsn's other comebacks, but I still really enjoyed it. My favorite part of the song was that punchy pre-chorus. I love how the backing track sort of accentuates each word that they're singing, and I think that transition with the strings to the chorus gives that song that sort of magical feel which wjsn is known for. My only complaint about this comeback was the music video. It wasn't terrible, but it felt bland, like a watered-down version of an IZ*ONE or A-Pink set. But overall, I think the song is just very catchy and easy to listen to. In fact, it's probably one of my most played songs of the year. definitely was not expecting this type of sound from Astro, and while this isn't my favorite comeback of theirs, I still enjoyed the change. One provides a fresh take on the retro trend. It gives me 90s boy band vibes as opposed to the large amount of influence of 70s and 80s inspired tracks which dominated the K-pop scene last year. I really love Astro's soft, romantic signature sound, and I think the chorus really captures who Astro are at their core, but the other sections provided some pretty interesting twists. I think we can all agree that this was Rocky's era. His rap had completely caught me off guard, but it's definitely the highlight of the song. I wasn't the biggest fan of the music video though. I didn't like the set they used, but maybe I'm just biased because All Night was such a work of art. I think the success that this era has ushered in for Astro is very well deserved, and I hope they continue to receive more recognition for their actual music. Like Water is a song that hasn't quite resonated with me yet, but I can tell I'm going to love it at some point in the future. It feels like a mix of I by Taeyeon and Future by Red Velvet, which are both songs I really love. While I'm not the biggest ballad fan, I do appreciate that the song gives her a chance to show off her stunning voice, and I love how comforting it feels. This whole album is beautiful. My favorite song from it is Why Can't You Love Me? It is deceptively hard to sing, but Wendy makes it seem effortless since she's the best female vocalist of the third generation, of course. I think this is a great start to her solo career, and I'm excited to see what direction her solo music goes in next. After a Red Velvet comeback, of course. The song is just meh to me. a.c.e feels like it was made specifically for a TikTok challenge, which isn't inherently bad, but it's just not my thing. I didn't like the post-chorus, it just felt like an unnecessary empty drop, but I didn't have a problem with the rest of the song. I guess I just set my expectations too high after So Bad, but I do really like the members' voices and I like their producers, so hopefully I'll find their next release more interesting. I know this song was a bit controversial. All I'm gonna say is that as long as the members were comfortable with the concept and their choreography, I don't think there's a problem with it. As for the song itself, I didn't fall in love with it on my first listen, but the more I play it, the more I like it. There's something that's so disorienting about the chorus, and I think it's a bit of an acquired taste, but I think that definitely makes the song stand out. Okay, please tell me I'm not the only one who thought the opening chords for the song sounded like Stayin' Alive. I'll admit I wasn't the biggest fan of Don't Call Me, although I will say it's grown on me since my first listen. But while I could easily see Don't Call Me being an NCT or an EXO song, Atlantis just has this vibe to it which I think only Shinee could truly pull off. This comeback reminded me of Married to the Music. Both are just such strange concepts, but Shinee manages to perfectly lean into that wacky theatricality of the songs, and they deliver a vocal explosion. The song is just so well produced, from the more minimalistic verses to those orchestral injections in the pre-chorus to that chorus which is just pure pop joy. The song makes me feel like I'm going on a voyage, and the pearl aqua aesthetic of the video combined with those dynamic camera motions and creative graphics just perfectly complement the song. I also want to point out how much I've been loving Shinee's live stages this year, especially all those ending fairy poses. You can really see how much they enjoy performing. They just radiate confidence, especially Key. I literally cannot believe he called himself just a visual at one point. If this comeback doesn't prove to you that they're still the kings of K-pop, I don't know what will. This is by far my favorite solo song from a Mamamoo member. Watercolor is effortlessly chic and polished. It gives Wheein a chance to flaunt her amazing vocals while showcasing her distinct style as a performer. I love the song's message of finding your own identity and letting your true colors shine. It complements Mamamoo's cool girl image since they're a group that prefers to make their own trends instead of following others. I also really enjoyed the video. It was nice to see some diversity with the background dancers, plus she looked absolutely stunning in every single outfit here. I hope she continues to stick with this sound for future releases. I think this minimalistic style suits her.
So we're just you and I can relax as long as you're down.
I don't like many English songs by K-pop artists, even when it comes to groups I love, but I was pleasantly surprised with Down. It definitely felt like something I could hear playing on the radio. I particularly love the pre-chorus of the song. I'm really glad Wow was still able to sing on the track even though he wasn't in the video. I thought the video was super cute as well. I love how they took inspiration from social media to create something simple yet fun and widely appealing. I absolutely cannot wait for their album to drop. They're so talented and I'm really hoping 2021 is their year.
You're the one that I want, the one that I need, the one I'll be free.
I've always liked NU'EST's music, but I haven't really been blown away by any of their comebacks. But after listening to their latest album, I can definitely see the appeal in their style. Inside Out is a chill, dance-worthy track with a surprisingly catchy hook. I think the fact that the song doesn't try to do too much is part of the reason why I've played it so much. I can listen to it over and over again and still find it enjoyable. I'm also definitely impartial to house music and K-pop. It's one of my favorite subgenres. I really love the music video. I feel like you could screenshot any part of it for a aesthetically pleasing wallpaper. It was such a creative idea to use objects like dominoes and billiard balls as devices as transitions between sets, and I didn't even realize that Aaron's scenes were filmed separately until I read a comment pointing it out. Overall, I can definitely see the song staying on my playlist for a while, and I definitely recommend checking out the full album. Drunk Dazed does a fantastic job of providing a sinister twist on a teen party anthem. For me, the song just creeped into the recesses of my mind, and I didn't even realize how much I was listening to it until I caught myself humming along to it. I think the problem I've been having with a lot of dark concepts lately is that they rely more on the video's visuals than the song's production to convey that eerie atmosphere. However, I think Drunk Dazed as a song does manage to capture this essence. Ironically, thanks to the excessive big hit vocal filtering I usually dislike. Listening to it makes me feel like I'm entranced in some sort of inebriated stupor, where I know something bad is going to happen, but I can't bring myself to leave. The music video gives me blood, sweat, and tears vibes, the best BTS video if I do say so myself, and I love the grainy psychedelic effects they use throughout it. Even though I've been growing tired of darker concepts, I did really enjoy this comeback.
I'm the mafia.
Itzy, I was rooting for you, but the song was just not good. To be fair, when it comes to Itzy title tracks, I usually don't love them upon first listen, but with Dalla Dalla and Not Shy, I at least felt like my hesitance stemmed from the more unusual song structures, but with In the Morning, I just didn't like it. Itzy is not a strong group when it comes to rapping, and again, it just felt like they were talking for most of the song. The chorus was certainly catchy, but not in a good way. I didn't like the instrumental track. It just felt like they took the worst parts from Boy by Treasure and just toned it down a little. I will say though that the music video was cool and the pre-chorus and the bridge were nice, but unfortunately that wasn't enough to save the song for me. Those were all the comebacks I had time to include here, but if there's something that I didn't mention which you want to hear my thoughts on, feel free to ask about it in the comments. Overall, I feel like this year has had releases I've enjoyed, but I don't think any comebacks in particular have wowed me. Make sure to let me know your favorite releases from this year in the comment section.